Hey, welcome back to my notes app for wherever you watch this on YouTube or Spotify. I am in my car today for absolutely no reason at all. The primary reason was the seat that I have now a really good setup in my study gets the sun right through the window at a certain hour, and I find if I sit there it's just blinding light. I mean, having said that, I could probably turn the camera in a slightly different angle. Maybe I should try that. I could just maneuver the chair a bit, but it's a really tight kind of space, and then when I pull the blind down there's no light, and I still haven't figured out, I bought a ring light, but I don't know, sometimes it makes me look deranged, as opposed to making me look better, which I thought it was meant to. Anyway, well, sometimes I find that quite infuriating. This is not even on a straight angle. I don't know how to make this straight. One sec. Okay, I literally can't do it. I thought it might be my case because it's this, but I feel like it's worse. Maybe the car's at an angle? I don't know. Anyway, that is besides the point today. I will not come too close to the camera because my skin looks fucking terrible. Okay. So much for my wonderful skin journey and Rakuten journey. Anyway, I guess that's part of today, or not really. I wasn't really going to talk about that today. But, side note, my hair looks so crazy. I thought I was really doing well. I washed it on Monday. Actually, I washed it on Sunday. That's fair. It's Wednesday. That means it's time for a hair wash day. And I ignored that when I was in the shower, didn't I? Anywho, I am going to San Francisco tomorrow for the night, which I am very excited about because it is my 30th next week. Countdown is officially on, and we went down when did we go down? Was that last week? I guess so. Maybe it was the week before. Who bloody knows? My sense of time is so warped. While I'm looking for jobs. Anyway, I went down almost for the sole purpose. My partner had to go down, but I was I'll come down because I don't know, be fun, and I can go get my eyebrows done because I'm so overdue to get them done, and I really wanted to have them done for my 30th birthday. And because I am on Rakuten, I can't get waxing, and so it's I really need to get threading, and it's quite hard to get threading. I mean, I haven't even looked. Have I looked? I just feel I would I need a recommendation, or I'm not sure if I would just trust going to anyone, because I have had it done kind of badly. And so, because my eyebrows grow at different paces. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping. I've had it done at some places, and because they're quite uneven the way that they grow out, it just was really not a great experience. So yeah, I'm excited. Oh wait, my whole brain my brain this afternoon. I am so delirious because I thought I'd hit a point, I hit about a 6-month mark with looking for jobs, and I'm I think I've just started to go a bit insane. And when you start to lose any rational sense of hope, and you're I don't know, and I thought I was kind of good. I was yeah, okay, I'll just take anything, and then this week I've just been really depressed. It's not been good. Anyway, what I was trying to say was that I had gone down with the sole purpose getting my eyebrows done, and then I got there, and then the lady was sick, and then that's never happened to me before. It was once, obviously very rare. And then I was really sad, but I it's my eyebrows. It's not the end of the world. And then he was like, I'm going down, and I was like, okay, well, I'm coming down to get my eyebrows done. I'm gonna go talk to my dermatologist just about like, I have oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. 1 second. Sorry, I feel like I'm in all sorts tonight. I don't know why. I just like sorted through my wardrobe, which felt very productive. You know, like when I do try and have some sort of order or semblance of order in my wardrobe, where it's like jackets, jumpers, like tops by color, and then like pants, whatever. And my wardrobe at the moment is so tiny that like, and it's like dark in there, like I can't actually see anything most of the time. So I find I'm just kind of like slapdash putting things right and anywhere and everywhere. So I just did that, and I guess maybe it was a bit dusty in there because I'm feeling very like, I don't know. I better not be getting a cold before my birthday. That would be the worst fucking luck ever. Not that I'm having a good luck streak at this stage. Okay. Anyway, that was meant to be a whole random intro for my topic today, which I wanted to be like, why feeling lost in your 20s might actually be a good sign. But I'm almost just a bit too giggly and like delirious to do that. Like, I think we're gonna have to change the subject today. Okay, I have about like 18 different random subjects and like things that I want to talk about that just come at, you know, at me, or like come through me or whatever I like think about during the week. And I obviously can't keep up with the amount of ideas I have because I have 18 and I'm doing this once a day. But that's good. I think like some of them are a lot like shorter topics that I'm like, do I just join them into a few different episodes? But part of me is kind of like, maybe they're just short little, you know, video snippets for the days where I ain't got 30 minutes, you know, when I go save that. But now my notes app is becoming a bit chaotic, and I want to have like a note, like a folder, and then these are all individual tabs. But I know myself that I need to see everything like down, you know, together for my brain to work rather than clicking through different things. So I'm not sure. Maybe I need to research some more like types of notes apps and see if I can see if I can find anything. I'm sure there's plenty of other notes apps out there other than the iPhone Apple Notes app. You know what I mean? Okay. So whiteness, which is something that is probably more where I'm at today, which is things I'm irrationally scared of / anxious about. And I thought of this started the other day when I was going to the dentist, because I had put off going to the dentist for so long, too long, because I was so anxious about going. And then I get this thing where I'm like, okay, now it's been so long since I've been that they're going to tell me something bad, and then I don't want to hear what that bad news is because I don't want to have to get like another crown or filling or whatever. So I get in this like cycle of kind of like avoiding the dentist. Anyway, so that's what like made me kind of think of like, this is kind of funny. There are some like random, like a funny topic that I could cover, and I've got a list of about 9. Maybe I can think of some more while I'm talking. But the first is definitely going to the dentist, and I am both scared and anxious of the dentist. I think I've kind of always been a little bit funny about the dentist, just because I have such a small mouth, and I had like I've had a lot of dental work done, and so like there's never a simple like checkup like that I've been to. Like every time I go for a checkup or a clean, which might be like 6 to 12 months, like I reckon 90% of the time they're like, oh, you have something we need to do. You have to come back in. You got to get a crown. You got to get a filling. Get your wisdom teeth out. You know, like there's just never, I feel like I'm cursed with like bad teeth or something. I've had an expander, I've had braces. I think because I didn't get a bottom what do you call it? Like the little metal thing you put at the back of all your teeth. My bottom teeth have moved heaps, so they're like, maybe you should get Invisalign. I'm like, okay. And call me irrational, but I just didn't want like a metallic taste in my mouth for the rest of my life. Like, I don't know, I feel like I remember hating that when I had dentist braces, because, oh god, I'm having like flashbacks to having an expander. That was like the worst time of my life. That's overstatement for sure, but you know, I feel like I've got like a really sensitive taste palate, so like having metal in my mouth, I feel like will change how I taste things, and that's something that I like really value and I don't want like to alter. So yeah, I'm feeling like I might get Invisalign, but that's like a tomorrow problem. I don't really care. You can't really see my bottom teeth that much when I smile, but to be fair, you do notice it in these videos, so I'm sorry that you have to see that. Honestly, who cares at this stage? But anyway, I don't know if other people feel like that. Whenever I talk to the dentist, they're like, don't worry, like everyone, you know, doesn't like the dentist. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand how like angst and like how much anxiety it brings me to be here. And I think it's like a few things, like it's like the metal on my teeth, it's like the sound really gets to me, even though there's absolutely no pain like most of the time. Or if they're doing work at the back of my mouth, like a filling, and they're like, hold your mouth open wider, and I'm like, that is literally how wide my jaw can go, and it's so hard for them to work on my back teeth. And I've had like fillings pretty much in all of them, had a root canal, like it's not good. Anyway, for those of you who are blessed with good teeth, yeah, count your blessings. Well, like I'd like to switch places with you, or like trade that, you know? All right, second one. This is the mood I'm in. Okay, second one, accidentally leaving the house unlocked. All right, so where we're at the moment doesn't have, like, it's a code lock, and I sometimes, like, it's such a like thing, like, you know, when you like turn a key, you do like, it's like an act that's like, maybe it is more memorable in your brain. But when I do the code, all you have to do is press a button, and I think it's on such autopilot that most of the time I'm like, did I press the key? Like, did I lock the door? And because like the first few times we were going out, I thought it was an automatic lock, so I wasn't doing it. And then my partner was like, did you lock it? I was like, it automatically locks. He was like, no, it doesn't. And I was always the one in charge of locking the door because he would be driving. And so when we were going in the snow, and so then I realized now I have to like consciously do it, and every time we get in the car he's like, have you locked it? And I'm like, I assume so. Let's just assume I have, otherwise I'll have to double check every time I leave the house, and that seems like an inefficient thing to do. Oh my god, I just spat. So yeah, I don't know if other people feel like that. I also feel like it when I've like left the car. We have a Tesla at the moment, so it locks itself, which is amazing. But I borrowed a friend's car the other week, and then I was like, did I even lock it? Like, who knows what I did? Like, I don't know what happened when I left that car. Like, everything would have been new, and like I was just like freaking out. And yeah, that was a small one. Okay, third, breaking things when I stay at someone's house, or like making a stain or spilling something. This is something I feel so strongly about, especially if I am like subletting. Even if I'm not like best friends with this person, like it could be like a stranger, like but I do feel more with like good friends, like, or if I know the person, I get so anxious about making a mark on the place, or like breaking a wine glass, or maybe I've like spilled something, or like crumbs somewhere, or like I just get so irrationally anxious about it. I like feel like I'm living, like I'm trying so hard to make no mistakes and to like not knock anything over. And it's not to say I'm like super clumsy at home, but obviously like things do happen, and when it is your own house or your own furniture, like you definitely care a bit less. But I just feel like that person's done such a nice thing by letting me stay here, even if I'm paying it for it, that like I have a rational fear about like if it is an apartment, like losing our deposit. So I think I think it comes from a little bit of like a people pleasing side of me that's probably not very healthy, that I'm like, you know, they're gonna hate me if I like make a stain on their carpet or something. And they obviously won't, because like that's like accidents happen, and when like people break our things, I'm not like, I hate you, you know. It's like accidents happen, so I do understand that. But yeah, I feel like it's a hard thing that I definitely like just feel very irrationally anxious about, and I need to get more relaxed about for sure. Wow, the sun is really beaming. I feel like my head is like disappearing. Oh, it's a shadow. It's like, what is that? Okay, number 4. This is a genuine one that I need to overcome. All right, trying new equipment at the gym and looking like an idiot or doing it wrong. Okay, this is why I love nothing better than if I'm like at the gym alone, and that's when I'll have the confidence to like maybe try a new piece of equipment that I haven't before, or if maybe like my partner's there, I'm like, how do I use this one? Because I just find like you can so easily injure yourself, and there's always so many men, and I'm always like, I just want to look like I know my shit. And then like if you're trying to learn something new, like you're obviously not gonna know your shit, and that's like okay. But I'm like kind of terrified of like going up to a machine and someone being like, you know, it's the other way around or something, or like using it incorrectly as well. I'm trying to stay out of the shadow, but I just can't. Oh my god, look at my arms. There's like a weird shadow on them. Anyway, sorry for those of you listening on Spotify. Yeah, I find that really something that I'm like, I get like stage fright about. Like I don't want people to look at me on the machine, even though that's like definitely like spotlight syndrome or whatever, where like you think, I guess that is like just like part of anxiety. Like you think everyone is looking at you and or observing you, and it's like the same thing that like happens when you're, you know, like hungover or something, and then you're like, everyone is talking about how much of an idiot I was last night, or how I couldn't shut up, or whatever it was. And like most of the time they're not, like it's all in your head, like that's what you're thinking about only. I used to not get that so bad, but of late I've got it again. Tends to like coincide with times that I do feel quite anxious in my life. Anyway, that's one that I'd like to overcome, because there's lots of different machines in there that I really want to know how to use, but just looking at them I'm like, I don't even know where I put my legs. Like, where does my body go, you know? So, well, because I'm working with ChatGPT on my gym plan, I'm just like, ChatGPT, like, what is an alternative exercise to this, like, that works this muscle out, that doesn't, like, require a machine? And then that's how I do it. That's how I do it at this stage. Okay, I'm coming close, so I'm out of the shadows. I think we've lost the sun actually a bit to a tree, so it's better. Oh, that's like the house. Oh, anyway, sorry, this is so boring. Shit chat. Okay. Number 5, where am I up to? Oh yeah. Okay, running a red light, but this is also more broadly just like being pulled over. And I think it's even worse now in the US, because I speed a lot, because everyone does, and then like if you go the speed limit, people are just like right up behind you, like tailgating, and it's really stressful. And also then it's kind of like, apparently you never get booked for speeding here unless you go a crazy amount over, which I don't do. So I just like, it's probably more in Australia. I just feel like, especially in Australia, because you're like, if you're like texting, if you touch your phone, if you I don't know, if you just like blink in Australia, like I feel like you can get fined, and like the fines are quite big, and especially a red light fine, because red light camera fine, which I don't really know if they have in America, but like I don't like want to have to pay like $500 or $1,000, whatever it is, like because I ran a red light, and I do sometimes cut it pretty fine. So that is a bit of an irrational fear that maybe is rational, I should say. I don't think that's a rational fear. I feel like that's a genuine, I should be scared of that, and it should deter me more. But I think it's more just like, even like just driving past a cop car, I'm always like, what am I doing wrong? You know? Because you know when you just like, you go into like autopilot so much when you're driving, because it like is kind of like becomes a bit of an autopilot thing. We don't have to use your brain as much when you like have done it heaps. I know it sounds bad, but I swear it's a thing. Yeah, so I just like get really anxious, like, am I doing something wrong? You know? And that's just like, who cares? Like, if I should assume I'm not doing anything wrong, because I'm genuinely not. And then, but my assumption is always like, what have I done wrong? You know? It's like when you see like cops like at the airport or something, you're just like, do I look suspicious? Even though I'm like completely regular person. Like there's something about like police that just makes me really anxious. Anyway, I should probably just stop there. I swear I'm a good citizen. Okay. 6. Alright, going to the bathroom when there's no lock on the door at a friend's house, but even worse, in a public place. This happens more often than I think in like cafe restrooms and things, and I'm like, what am I meant to do here? And like the worst is when the toilet is like so far away from the door. But generally what I'll just like sit down and like have my hands on the door the whole time. I have some like weird irrational fear about this. I don't know why. Like it's always like a girl's bathroom anyway, or like sometimes actually, yeah, it's like in a cafe where like someone could in theory open the door and like just see you on the toilet. Like I just have a real irrational fear about that. That honestly sometimes I'm just like, why do I care so much? Maybe it really depends on where it is, but like even if it's at a friend's house or a house party or something, I'm like, I get so irrationally anxious about it. I'm like, someone's gonna walk in. And how about that like awkward moment when someone knocks on the door and you just like, what do I say? Like what? Sometimes I'm like, I'm in here, or occupied. Like occupied's my new thing. It's like always the most awkward thing, or like maybe I should be like, I'll be out in a sec. So, sometimes I've said someone's in here. Like the worst is when you just like, you know, it's like when you're like crossing someone on the street and they're like, hey, good morning, and you're like, blah, 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 you know, you can't make sentences or English. That is how I feel when someone knocks on the bathroom door and there isn't a lock on it. Sometimes actually if there is a lock on it and like something really random and like not socially normal comes out of your mouth, you know? Okay, the next is like kind of related as well. Number 7 is doing like a number 2 or poop in a public restroom when there's only one stall. I mean, at a friend's house, I'm like maybe a little bit more relaxed about it, which is weird because like then you know those people. But there's something about like the other day, for example, when I was leaving the dentist, I really needed to pee. So I was like, I'm gonna go, like, can I use your bathroom? There's only one bathroom. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, if I take a long time in here, they're gonna notice. So I get this really irrational thing about like, I've got to be really quick. And often it's around like, oh, there might be someone out there waiting, I've got to go, or like, there's no time to shit, like I've got to go, I don't want this to smell, or, you know, I just like find that whole thing really irrational, and like I do need to get over that, I reckon, because sometimes you just gotta go, and like then I don't care. But if I'm like, I'm like, oh, just be quick. It's even little things like I'll like not spend time sometimes, like I'm trying to do this more, but like looking at my face after a meal, like do I have food in my teeth, like maybe reapply my lipstick, like stuff that actually just makes you feel better and look better for the rest of the night. But because I'm in like this rush to free the bathroom for the next person, or I don't want to seem as if I'm taking so long in the bathroom, like it seems selfish if it's like a one stall thing. Like I kind of just rush it, but I need to like, that's something I definitely need to take more time with and just like prioritize myself. That's just something that I'm like definitely trying to work on at the moment. Okay, the last two are a bit heavy hitting. But I do have this like fear that like I won't ever succeed in anything. And it's like obviously something that's good that like makes me continue to drive and move forward and grow. But I for sure have this like real irrational, anxious sort of like I get to the end and I didn't achieve anything that I wanted to achieve. And maybe that's just like a bit of a young person thing, or what anyone with like kind of ambition might feel like, or anyone in their 20s or 30s feels like. Then that changes over time once you have family and things like that. But right now, that's something I definitely feel a bit like shit, what if none of this works? What if nothing ever happens and I live my life in a small town for the rest of my life? Like, not that that's even like I'm sure there'd be all these other things that make my life worth like valuable and like I can have a contribution in smaller ways. But I think for someone who's like very career focused and impact focused, like it is a hard thought to swallow that sometimes does keep me up at night. And this is kind of like such a heavy note to end on. I think I need to have another one. But my last was like being forgotten or like not leaving a legacy, like not having like, I know this is a blip, but like that whole like it's like death, you know, that's terrifying. And then what if no one remembers me? I feel like that sounds so conceited, but like I think I just had a lot of trouble coming to terms with that whole inevitability of life. And maybe that is a bit of a young person thing, but you know, that is something that I definitely feel very, anxious about. I'm trying to think if I can end on a more positive note though, because that was a bit morbid and, you know, I want to leave everyone on a happy reflection and note of irrational and anxious thoughts. I'm just trying to think what else. I don't know. Like leaving my ID at home. I really do forget to leave, like, because in Australia I just take my phone everywhere and like you can do a mobile ID. But now if I go to the supermarket, they always ID me at Safeway, and sometimes I'm doing a big shop and I might have forgotten my wallet. And then that really upsets me. That's like, I'm not scared of that, but I do get anxious. I'm like, oh shit, do I have my wallet? You know? Yeah. I guess as well, like another one is like getting things stolen on vacation. And so I'm a big safe user. But yeah, I do have a bit of a fear of that because I have had some things stolen before, and as soon as you get lax, that's when things happen. But then again, I sometimes forget to lock the house apparently, so that is definitely not a good thing. Anyway, I'm not just going to keep yapping and try to come up with ideas. That was all I came up with, and I guess I rounded that to 10 with my forgetting the wallet situation. So yeah, hope you could relate to some of those things. I don't know if I'm just totally crazy or not, but let me know if you have anything else that you are irrationally scared of, and you can drop it in the comments, because I'm always curious. It's like one of those things where it's like, are you a person who like folds the toilet paper or like rolls it? And it's like you forget that there's like things that we're just like so in our own brains about it as normal that like when you hear someone else does something differently, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. I never thought about folding it, you know? And yeah, I don't even know what I do. That's not for the point of today. Okay, this was fun. I'll see you tomorrow.